Hello and welcome to this video and welcome to the year of 2023. Now this channel is all about making sure that you have all the tips and tricks that you need to make the most out of QuickBooks Online. This channel is designed to be the place where you can come along to find all the best tips and tricks for QuickBooks Online, all the best info on any new features, and ultimately your best guide to what QuickBooks has to offer. Now in today's video, we're going to be looking forward to 2023 and see what this channel can do for you. And also we're going to be making sure that we have everything set up to deliver the best in terms of QuickBooks content we can. And to do that, we need to analyze this very space I have in front of me. So in today's video, we're going to be utilizing this exact room and we're going to give it a bit of a makeover. The eagle-eyed view, you'll see that this is the end result. But how did we get here? Well, join me. As in this video, we're going to take a bit of a history lesson. I'm going to go back to a previous version of myself. And in that video, we're going to be back to what it used to look like. Then we're going to go through those changes and make sure we know what we are doing and why we're doing them. And at the end, I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown of why I think this could possibly be the greatest setup around for delivering QuickBooks content. So cue past me and roll the intro. Hi, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, shout out the custom Udi by the way, and head of accounts here at Boffix. Now, in today's video, we are going to be taking you behind the scenes. We're going to convert this room because at the moment, this is what you normally get to see, this quite boring background here. And if you're lucky, you get to see this little area here, which is our nice little bookshelf. But there's more. This whole room here is designed to be the easiest way for me to be able to create these videos on a week-by-week basis. And remember, I don't just do this channel, but I also have the Boffix channel as well. And I do live streams with Ask the Accountant on Monday. So that means I have to do quite a lot of content within these four walls. And believe me when I say that actually that's quite a lot of work that needs to be done. Bear in mind, I still have my full-time job at Boffix, head of accounts, and I also do training for QuickBooks. Coupled with all my other forms of income, means I need to make this room as efficient as possible. So, beginning of 2023, it's time to make a significant change. We need to up the antes of this room, make it as efficient as possible. I thought, why not bring you along with me for the ride? First and foremost, I've got to get myself out of this clothes and into something a little bit more appropriate for doing this work. And here I am with my workshop jacket, perfectly acquainted for getting some proper work done. Coming with a QuickBooks pen. Now that I'm fully equipped, ready to go, let's turn the camera around, pop you over there, do a little time lapse, and I'll explain exactly what we've done to achieve what I think is going to be the ultimate QuickBooks desk. Cue a montage.
I got nothing without you but
Okay then, so creme de la creme of my new setup is, can't see it at the moment, but new neon light in the back, courtesy of a Christmas present.
Close your eyes and find the light. You got nothing left to lose tonight. In the end, we'll see a change. Only love lasts, only love. In the night we shall go in. Will you follow me down, 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 down? It's the crime of the century. We fight for the reason honoring everyone we left behind. Till the light is brought back to every kind. Give me everything you got. Let's leave this world behind.
And there we have it, transformation complete. And what do you think of the new video? Now to give you a bit of a peek behind the window, I've already gone through a bit of a tour of this room. The thing is, I'm not 100% happy with how that turned out. Some of it we're going to use, some of it we're going to use now. Because ultimately what this whole video is supposed to do is give you guys an insight as to why this setup here, in my mind, is the perfect QuickBooks setup. To not only use QuickBooks in the most efficient manner, but also give me the chance to deliver what I like to deliver. Now that could be providing videos like this. It could also be providing training for QuickBooks, as I am a certified UK trainer. It could also be training clients on a one-to-one basis. It could be actually conducting meetings with my team at Boffix. It could be actually supporting Boffix and actually doing some IT work for them. There's many different hats that I wear, and I feel like it's taken a long time, but I think I've got to a point where this room here has evolved into something that can actually efficiently let me provide all those services. Now, if I look at my camera in front of me just here, you get to see a bird's eye view of what I've got in front of me. So first of all, my main shooting camera, as you can see here, the FX3, I have an audio interface connected to the top so that I can always see how my audio is doing. And next to it is what I call my B cam, ignore the mess behind. And in that B cam at the top there, it's mounted on a gimbal, so at a moment's notice, I can move that into a different shot. And then I have my main computer. So straight in front of me here is my MacBook Pro and my trusty iPad just here. Next to it is my Apple Cinema display with a fancy little camera here called the Insta360. And we'll come on to that in a moment. Below that are ways in which I can be as efficient as possible. So on the left hand side, we've done a little unboxing of here. There's one more item I've yet to install, and that's because I'm doing a bit of an upgrade. See, my trusty Steam Deck has been with me for a while now, and the idea of a Steam Deck, for anyone who's unfamiliar, is the idea you have tactile buttons here, you can press the buttons galore, and the idea is you then can set some shortcuts to speed up your productivity. But there's been a new solution that's been coming out. That means I can put this one in my bag so I can take it out with me when I'm doing my mobile editing and production solution, so that won't go to waste at all. So what do we have here? Well, the Stream Deck has gone and made itself even better. Now we have the Stream Deck Plus, and as you can see by the little photo here, we still have our same tactile buttons to utilize, but we also have a little mini display. It's going to become really useful for actually setting sound levels and things like that. And we have some twisty elements here, which means you can really fine tune some of those levels. Why that's important is because if you don't know, we go live to the nation every Monday for our podcast, Ask the Accountant. Not only do we go live for the podcast, but we also do a lot of recording for clients, and we do these videos here, so we need editing. And we also have other podcasts as well, including one of my personal favourites, QuickBooks Labs. And what we should be able to do with this is streamline it a little bit better, because my whole purpose of this desk is to make things as streamlined as it possibly can be. And I don't think we can get much more streamlined than be able to make sure that we have everything we need at our fingertips. Let's go plug this in. So as you can see, we are just installing our new Stream Deck controller here. As an example of some of the options there, we've got the option to bring up our whiteboard. We can go next scene, pick a camera, all the options that we have basically on the older Steam Deck is going to give us more functionality. But also, as you can see there, as you can see just here, we also have the opportunity to interact with that main screen. So for example, I can click on here and I can change the dial stick to be maybe adjust brightness, can go there. And as you can see, once I've got the brightness there and brightness here, I can turn that up and down, and that's going to keep the brightness of my Steam Deck. And then go through system options as well, useful as you can see. And especially what I like this device for is when I'm in different applications. It's very application centric because I'm now recording, as you can see over here. Well, it's now set to my recording one, so I can finish my recording if I need to, maybe pop my little head down the bottom there, maybe show or not show some of the features, and I can fine tune some of the dials as well. And if I went into something like Teams, it'll then completely change, and I'll have other functionality, like being able to change the volume of Teams and things like that. Next to it is my trusty iPad mini. We've done a lot of content on that already, but it's always going to be around next to me. And my Rodecaster's next to that. Now, I absolutely love the Rodecaster here. The Rodecaster is the best way to make sure that your audio is absolutely on point. I can, as you can see there, you can see where my volume levels are coming down. I can turn that off or on, and I've got 4 different channels to play with as well. And on the right hand side, I even have the opportunity to put in a few sound effects as well. So if I get my main microphone that's hidden around the back there and bring this down over here, and you can now hear I'm talking into the microphone itself. Well, this gives me the chance now to be able to do things like maybe play a little trombone music or a rim shot. Or if I'm pretty passionate about something, maybe I need to censor myself. And then going into this microphone here, as you can see, the audio is as good as it's going to get. Now, I mentioned about this camera up here. What's special about this one, if I switch to it, is that it's on a gimbal. So as I move over here, it's going to follow me, and as I move over here, it'll follow me back. And this has been an absolute game changer when it comes to delivering training, because that means that I could set it up. Maybe I want to be a bit more dynamic, maybe I want to be a bit mobile, and I can set this to follow me around. It also has modes like desk view mode, which means I can show something on the desk, which is more useful than you can think, especially with QuickBooks when you're trying to show them maybe a mobile app or something, or maybe a device that's working with it as it's going along. There's so much potential with it, and that's what I absolutely love about this software and solution. And speaking of cameras, my final camera available is my Studio Displays little camera as well, which kind of similar to the Insta360 also gives me the opportunity to move around, but doesn't quite have that same amount of resolution as the Insta. And I kind of use this one more of a Teams meetings, that sort of thing, which is quick and easy to do. Don't have to have any setup, anything like that. Switch to there, and then again, I can be reassured, doesn't matter where I am in the room, it's always going to be framing me up correctly. And you saw it already, but then there's the iPhone. And the way this is working is using the same software, but using a solution with Apple called Continuality. And the idea is that this camera now is connected wirelessly, and as I move this around, I can see that it's actually giving me that chance. For me to showcase things, it makes it super simple. Over on the left hand side, well, I have a whole different area now. I have my little workbench area, and I use this primarily if I've got to do some work in terms of having to maybe set something up for a team member over at Boffix, or if I need to work on something, or if I'm trying to figure out something. This area here is designed to be one plug one cable just here, take that cable out, plug into whatever it is I'm trying to plug into, and at that point I should have everything I need to be able to set things up. Big monitor over here that can be moved into literally any position. You probably saw that on the setup video. There's lights as well in this room, all connected via HomeKit, so at a moment's notice I can switch it off. Then we have the big telly in the background that switches between. You'll see this quite a lot on the videos. It's something we show quite a lot, to be honest, and it has always been kind of a moment of it. Lizzie, our graphics person over at Boffic, she's designed all the graphics in there, and it just gives us an opportunity to be able to really just go and actually showcase maybe something that we want to showcase. And then finally, the creme de la creme in my eyes, the brand new addition, this QuickBooks Chapter Online. It was a Christmas present to me and I absolutely love it. Shout out to the guys who created it. I'll put a link in below to their store, but they've absolutely gone above and beyond. I think this looks absolutely brilliantly. It's going to look absolutely brilliant in all of my videos to come. And then we've got an M2 MacBook sat there waiting to be able to be unplugged, ready to go at a moment's notice. And as you can see, next to it is my Steam Deck sat there quite happily. But after all that, why is this the best setup? Well, it's all about making sure that whatever I need to do is all able to be done efficiently, especially these videos. These videos take a colossal amount of time if you're not doing it in the right way. But in this way, I've got my A and my B camera all set up, ready to roll at a moment's notice. I can record my screen, I can make sure that I've got some face reactions on that screen as well, and it means I can also control my audio and everything else all nicely. And what that means is by using the right equipment, like my DJI wireless mic that I have attached to me now, means that I have confidence that the quality is going to be up there. That means if there's a video that I want to get out there, I know I can quickly turn it around. It also means that I have in front of me everything that I need to make that world all more efficient. And if I'm going to go live on a podcast or anything like that, I know that I can make sure that I can just sit down and the rest is all going to be taken care of. I don't need to do technical challenges and jump through hoops to be able to make things work. I know everything's all set up correctly. It's all about efficiency. It's all about making sure that I've got the solution where I can quickly go and be able to do the work that I need. And I have so many hats that sitting down here means that I can also make sure that those hats are accounted for. A great example for that is that actually if I'm going to do some proper QuickBooks training for QuickBooks themselves, it's a different mentality to when I'm actually doing these videos now. These videos now are trying to be making sure that I'm to the point as much as I possibly can be, to make sure I've got engagement and to ensure that I'm actually being able to get this information at a more slightly frantic pace. Because ultimately, my attention span with you guys is going to be short. And if I ramble on about something, well, it's going to be difficult for me to contain that engagement. But as a certified trainer, well, I can't do that. I can't have that franticness. I can't be looking for engagement. What I need to be doing is making sure I'm delivering in a much more concise and calm manner. And for that, in my mentality, well, there's two things. First of all, probably not going to be sitting down for that one. So I raise my desk, and actually I've tended to kind of switch my whole perspective, and I started training just from this monitor here. That means then that I'm in a different mindset. I'm not facing a camera, which I would do if I was kind of in this position here. I'm facing a wall, and that gives me that mentality to switch between being a more frantic and kind of the QuickBooks chap persona, if you like, as you can see just up there, and now here. And also, instead of being that franticness, I can be much more of that certified trainer mentality as well. And I feel like just having those changes within your environment can be a huge step in that direction. And that's why I built this desk with that in mind. I feel like every one of my hats that I'm wearing, I have the ability to be able to change that mentality and switch on the fly and be able to make sure that I can consistently deliver the work that I need to deliver. This video has been a ton of fun to do. This isn't your typical video you're going to get on this channel. Next week, we're going to be straight back into QuickBooks tips and tricks, and we have some really good content coming up in 2023 because we're coming into some really good features that are going to be released, and I'm dying to tell you about them. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about them now, but when I can, I want you to be the first to know about it. So make sure you liked and subscribed to this channel, because that's going to be the best way you're going to know about everything in the world of QuickBooks. My name's been Aaron Patrick. This video has been an absolute pleasure to do for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more information like this one. Let me know in the comments below, what would you change about this desk? What have I gone wrong? Is there anything I'm missing to make this the ultimate QuickBooks desk? I feel that even just having the QuickBooks chap logo in the back of me kind of gives it that gives me that satisfaction that I'm definitely onto the right track. If you have already subscribed, then make sure that you're listening out for our podcast. Every Monday morning we go live on Ask the Expert with Johan Gorey, and also on every first Wednesday of the month we tend to go live for QuickBooks Labs, where we talk about all the world of QuickBooks and any news and stuff you want to talk about it. As always, this video has been an absolute pleasure to do. Can't wait for the next one, and I'll see you there. Bye for now.